King Charles has been seen for the first time since being taken to hospital for side effects of his cancer treatment. The 76-year-old smiled and waved at well-wishers as he left Clarence House in London in a black Audi on his way to Highgrove Estate in Gloucestershire this morning. He was taken to hospital yesterday afternoon, before returning to the royal residence later in the day, where he spent the night with Queen Camilla. The monarch was then visited by his sister, Princess Anne, this morning, who was spotted leaving the premises in a black Bentley on her way to host an investiture at nearby Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace confirmed yesterday that Charles had experienced temporary side effects from his cancer treatment, and would be required to pull out of a string of engagements. A spokesman said, following scheduled and ongoing medical treatment for cancer this morning, the king experienced temporary side effects that required a short period of observation in hospital. His Majesty's afternoon engagements were therefore postponed. His Majesty has now returned to Clarence House, and as a precautionary measure, acting on medical advice, tomorrow's diary program will also be rescheduled. His Majesty would like to send his apologies to all those who may be inconvenienced or disappointed as a result. The hospital visit was not unexpected, according to sources, and the king was transported there in a car not by emergency services. One described it as a most minor bump in a road, adding that his recovery was very much heading in the right direction. Speaking to The Sun, royal expert Hugo Vickers said he saw the monarch on Tuesday this week, and he was firing on all cylinders. He said, "I think that he has aged quite a bit in the last year, and he does look older. But on the other hand, he's very alert. He's vital. He's firing on all cylinders, it seems, and doing a pretty good job when he can." Hugo added, "He started his treatment in January last year, and it's still ongoing, and that's quite a long time. So what I am hearing is that his cancer has been controlled, but obviously needs to be observed and treated continually. I do think it's a bit concerning that he has to go into hospital all of a sudden, because I don't quite know what sort of side effects you get, but if it requires him going into hospital, it's not just nothing. I think the other thing about him is that he's incredibly hardworking, and having become king at a rather late age in life, he just wants to do as much as possible. I know that his office and his family and things are concerned that he does too much, that he pushes himself too hard. So maybe he's just been overdoing it, and there's been a bit of an effect from that." Queen Camilla did not accompany the king to hospital, it has been confirmed. Charles returned to Clarence House in the evening, where he was said to be in good form and continuing to work on state papers and making calls from his study. Outlining the engagements Charles would have to miss, a palace spokesman added yesterday, His Majesty was due to receive credentials from the ambassadors of 3 different nations this afternoon. Tomorrow, he was due to undertake 4 public engagements in Birmingham and is greatly disappointed to be missing them on this occasion. He very much hopes that they can be rescheduled in due course and offers his deepest apologies to all those who had worked so hard to make the planned visit possible. The palace added that it was not anticipating major changes to the king's forthcoming schedule, but a minor reduction in engagements was possible. However, it expects the state visit to Italy in April to go ahead, and doctors will consult with staff to ensure a full recovery. A spokeswoman for Sir Keir Starmer said the Prime Minister wishes His Majesty the King all the very best after his short period in hospital.